How do I turn it down a little bit?
Not only is it race day here at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca, for the next class coming up, it is championship day. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Geico Superbike Speed Fest at Monterey. I'm Greg Creamer, joined by Roland Sands up here in the booth, and that means it is time for some hooligans to hit to the track, the super hooligans to be specific, in their final round of the championship. Let's take a look at the points, and that top three covered by a sliver.
Yeah, we got 4 points covered in the top three. This is a winner-take-all affair in the Super Hooligan National Championship, and we're excited to see where these guys can put it today. We've got KTM sandwich between two Indians. Andy DeBrino, 61 points. He's got the lead, but that's a slim margin.
Very slim margin, and some help in the morning qualifying to get Tyler O'Hara up on the pole. DeBrino in the middle, and Jeremy McWilliams outside or inside of row one. Starting third, lights are on. We're green! Not a great start by your pole sitter O'Hara. Decent start from McWilliams, but it looked like it was DeBrino that really launched. But how about the run from the 137, Stefano Mesa, using that instant torque of that e-bike. But here comes Chris Fillmore. Before we even got on the air, you looked at me and said, I'm not counting out Fillmore. Good call. Not only is he in the front, Roland, he's already got about a 6-bike lead. You cannot count Chris Fillmore out. He's putting it down, coming out of turn 4, and man, what a terrible start from our pole sitter today. That was definitely not the start that Tyler O'Hara was looking for. Jeremy McWilliams coming by with a little bit of horsepower on Chris Fillmore, and he's looking pretty good. Yeah, looking real good. Tips it in, starts the run up through the exit of 5, heading towards 6. McWilliams, then there is the 11 of Fillmore through that compression in 6. So watch this start and look at the problems with the number 2. It just didn't launch. Here comes Fillmore. Just a superb start, and there is that instant torque of Mesa. Just jumps down the inside, and the rest of the field slotting through, but Fillmore wasting no time getting to the front. Andy DeBrino came around Fillmore there, and he's going to be our leading KTM behind Jeremy McWilliams. Jeremy had some smoking fast times this morning, and him and Tyler, had the opportunity to work together to try and get a pole and get these bikes up to speed. And they were in the low 30s this morning. Jeremy, you could see looking back and letting Andy DeBrino know that he knows where Andy is. Yeah, just having some track awareness. It's McWilliams, DeBrino, Fillmore, Corey West, and Tyler O'Hara, and that's the key. Slotting down in the 5th spot for your pole qualifier. And Corey West, as a result of that, able to be running 1 spot higher than he qualified right now. And this lead group of 5, Roland, looking to make a little bit of a break. They've already done it. They're clearing out. Yeah, Corey West a little bit wide into turn 2 and let Tyler O'Hara back underneath him. But it looks like Corey is still going to hang on behind him. He's in it for the championship as well. Like I said, this is a winner-take-all affair. These guys are going to want to be at the front today because that means a championship. Exactly. DeBrino, West, and O'Hara, the guys that are in it right now. And having a look here down in the pit area, there's Wayne Rainey, 3-time world champion, and the president of MotoAmerica. And he loves anything with 2 wheels on it, and I know he loves the Super Hooligans class. I just love it because this is, in a way, this is sort of, what I would call a catch-all class, where if you've got a 750 or higher twin, you can run. And you've got an air-cooled sort of subcategory as well that Mission Foods has been very supportive of. Yeah, it's the Mission Foods Air-Cooled Challenge, and we got Rennie Skaysbrook leading this thing back in 11th place, right behind Patricia Fernandez and Alex Taylor. Oh, he didn't get Bob Ryan. No, it looks like Chris Fillmore is hanging in there. I know Andy's got a little steam on the KTM. You could see the Indian FTR, a little bit of steam on Chris Fillmore right there. I think Andy might have a couple more ponies, but you can see that Tyler O'Hara is making up for that bad start as he comes underneath Andy DeBrino coming out of turn 2. Things a little sideways going in there, and now he's going to slot in behind his teammate Jeremy McWilliams. No, he just used that entry with a little bit of rotation, got that bike turned, went to the throttle, and came right up underneath and picks that spot up. So from pole to 5th to 2nd in, 2.5 laps? Not too bad a recovery. You can't count Tyler out, I mean, we've seen him do amazing things here on the bagger, and to see him come in and do it on the Super Hooligan bike on the Indian FTR 1200 is fantastic. DeBrino still sits there in third, but right away Tyler attacking, gonna get to the inside, coming up the hill of McWilliams. The squeeze, they touch, and McWilliams, and then Tyler has to literally pitch it in to the corkscrew to get it wound down. That was so close to being catastrophic. Both riders sensing it, just that slight touch, but at the end of the deal, it's O'Hara in one lap going from third to first.
Somebody remind these guys they're teammates, please. My heart's jumping out of my chest right now. What a great scrap. Last year we had 2 KTMs in the lead, but this year you could see the tide has changed a bit. We're Indian, KTM, KTM, Indian.
Gotta love that. Now take a look here. Take a look at this. And here's the run. You can see Tyler just gets down underneath, just had a great head of steam built up. And at this point, you know, you'd think McWilliams would have seen him, maybe hurt him, but trying to protect, and there is a touch.
McWilliams doesn't have an ounce of back off.
No. And then, but look at Tyler carrying so much speed in. He just had to flick it into there. Got it wound down, got it turned down the hill.
You know, it looked like he was going to go straight, but sometimes backing it in helps you get the bike pointed in the right direction. That's a lot of English that he's putting on that bike to get it slowed down.
Absolutely, using every tool he has.
Well, we got a bit of a break, and it looks like the KTMs are falling back a touch. Even Corey West now into third position. We got an Indian 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, DeBrino, Fillmore hanging in there, but as you pointed out, right now O'Hara and McWilliams on the Indians, they've opened up a pretty sizable little gap.
And we've got Tyler O'Hara into the 29s. This is the first 29 of the weekend in the Super Hooligan class, and this is the fastest an Indian FTR has ever been around this racetrack.
Now you got to wonder if that start did maybe just annoy him enough to get him really moving. Look here at the great battle, Corey West, and being chased really hard here by the 62 of DeBrino and then the 11 of Fillmore.
Jeremy's definitely going to do what he can to stay in front of these KTMs. I don't know if you know Jeremy McWilliams helped develop the KTM 890.
I was not aware of that. I know he's been instrumental on it.
Now he's racing against them on an Indian FTR 1200. So what a cool story.
Absolutely.
Jeremy, an incredible development rider, has ridden MotoGP bikes. He's ridden a little bit of everything, 2 strokes. I mean, just such a qualified development rider. So it's been a blessing having him on the FTR and seeing him be able to develop these bikes and now get them into the 29s.
Well, just a massive amount of experience with Jeremy McWilliams, and you could draw on that in so many ways. Looks like DeBrino got a nice run, got a little toe, and he's going to back it in, down and underneath. Beautiful move into turn 5. The question is, does he have the pull now up the hill? Taking a look to the inside comes the 13 of West and makes it work. Oh, there's almost a touch there, and DeBrino had to just open the bar up a bit, and that just got him to step off track. If he didn't, there would have been a touch. And look at this, Fillmore taking advantage of all of that, going, all right, guys, you're going to play like that? I'll see if I can sneak on through. Makes it work, but look at that move straight to the apex by Corey West. Can't he hang on to it here? He does. He keeps it pinned in a little bit. And Fillmore, no answer in this 62 of DeBrino, ready to pounce as well. We're going to see a big late move down into 11. Not this time.
You know, Andy DeBrino, he just about ran off the track in turn 6. That's an incredibly fast corner and a scary place to go off. There's not a lot of room up there. So to have Andy be able to gather it back up and stay on the back of Fillmore, just an impressive save by Andy.
Oh, look at Fillmore coming from way back here, trying to, thinking about something on West, but at the same time, I think he was probably trying to dissuade DeBrino, who's been able to stick with him. DeBrino now looks to the inside, but just a little bit too tight into turn number 3. And going back to that moment, you know, it's only been in the recently, couple of years here, Roland, that at the exit of 6 behind that curve, they've actually put that little strip of pavement, because then it was gravel. If that would have been a couple of years ago, he'd have been down.
Yeah, that's not a good place to run off. Thank God they put some asphalt out there. You know, it looks like Jeremy's cutting a little bit of time off Tyler. I thought Tyler had a little bit of gap. Jeremy's not giving up.
He's not at all. He's 0.18 right now behind. And on that last lap, as a matter of fact, he ran about a half second quicker than Tyler did. And now they're into some lap traffic. So how many times have we seen lap traffic affect things here?
You know, we've got a bunch of the air-cooled bikes back, and the back was 110% rule today that they put on the air-cooled bikes, but that was judged off Rennie Skaisberg time, and he was in the 148s. So we are definitely going to see some heavy lap traffic, and it's going to play a part in the finish results of this race, I guarantee you.
You know it. 3 laps to go. Heading to the line. There you see, giving the information to McWilliams. And now 2 to go. Tyler O'Hara, McWilliams, then a 3-second gap back to that great battle. Here it comes of West and DeBrino. Looks like they've dropped Fillmore. Oh, Corey, a little wide. And if DeBrino hadn't have just overcharged it a little bit, he may have been able to square up and get underneath. But Corey feeling the heat. DeBrino rolls a lot of speed through 3. See what he's able to do here in 4.
At this point, Corey West and Andy DeBrino are in a battle for second in the championship. So these guys are still, they want to try and get their position up in the championship. It's a feather in your cap to finish in the top 3 of any national championship.
No, absolutely it is. And should something happen up front to O'Hara, that suddenly you're right back in the mix here in terms of championship. So these riders have no quit in them anyway, but certainly when you've got even a whiff of a national championship, you're going to race your absolute heart out, and that's exactly what they're doing. Big move by DeBrino. Overshoots it a little bit, manages to keep it on track, but look at that read, Corey West. And Corey is able to make this bike stick pretty good down to the inside, but now lap traffic. Beautiful move there by DeBrino, using that lapper as a pick, and slices through back up into 3rd.
DeBrino doesn't have an ounce of giving up in him, this kid,
No.
I mean, he's going to do everything he can, and he always does every time he gets on the racetrack. He always seems to pull out a fast lap at the end of qualifying. He's that kind of rider where you think you got him and he pulls it out. Maybe a bit of a big gap.
Oh, look at this. So close. Down to the inside goes West. DeBrino. Now there's lap traffic. Does the traffic know they're there? No. West goes out wide. Here comes DeBrino down underneath. Oh, so close. Do they touch? No, they don't. But you can see West was offline a little bit. DeBrino sensed it and just turned in, and he is there. But look who's coming back into this battle. We are on the final lap, by the way, folks. It's been such a good race for this battle for 3rd. O'Hara and McWilliams did take the white flag. But here comes West now. This is that key turn 5. Gets down and underneath, but look at Fillmore roll some speed as DeBrino. Wow, was that a little issue there for West? I thought maybe he missed a gear because suddenly DeBrino just picked up some speed.
It looked like Corey might have gone in a little bit hot, but it's hard. It's hard to tell. Oh, my heart's racing.
All right, here we go.
Excited.
Fillmore down to the inside. DeBrino running way wide. That might give Fillmore an opportunity, as West now is going to open up, but more traffic in front. What happens? They're going to catch him right down into turn 10 at the bottom of Rainey. And 2 of them get by. Fillmore got trapped just a little bit. Here it is, last corner. Meanwhile, out of the last turn, it is the number 2 of Tyler O'Hara over Jeremy McWilliams, and Indian 1-2. Tyler O'Hara, champion for 2022 and the Mission King of the Baggers, with Corey West hanging on in one of the most intense battles for the final spot on the podium I have seen over DeBrino and Chris Fillmore. Holy cow.
What an incredible race. We got an Indian 1-2-3 for the first time. The Super Hooligan show has been a barn burner today. What a race weekend, and Tyler O'Hara is your championship winner.
Trying to light it up here, but he's got that rear tire's got a lot of heat in it right now. It is sticky.
That thing is sticky.
But wow, this Super Hooligans, the Roland Sands Super Hooligans National Championship with the Mission Foods V Twin Air Cool Challenge in the midst of it. What a show they put on here, Roland.
Yeah, this class has really improved time-wise, and now we're seeing the bikes be so competitive. We had a fairly close top 5. Everyone into the 30s. But their top 5 were into the 30s today, 30.7, and even dipped into the 29s today. So super proud of the boys for coming out here and putting their best foot forward and really charging.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, this has your name on it, Roland Sands Super Hooligan National Championship. You must be just beaming with pride right now. What a finale for the season they put on. What a show.
Incredible, and having some electric bikes out here as well. Having Energica and Zero on the grid, and we didn't get a chance to look at the Ducatis or the Harleys. We had such an incredible battle at the front of the grid, but we even had a BMW R9T out here racing with Nate Kern today. huge variety of bikes. Final results, we got Tyler O'Hare taking the win. Jeremy McWilliams in second, Corey West in third, Andy DeBrino, our first KTM, in fourth, and Chris Fillmore in fifth.
What a top five and an amazing battle they put on. And then a little bit farther back in terms of time on the track, Josh Baird and Nate Kern and Alex Taylor, Patricia Fernandez, another top 10, and Cole King rounding out the top 10. Here are those championship standings. Tyler O'Hara gets it by 8 points over Andy DeBrino, then Corey West. So look at that. We were wondering where was he going, and he ducked in behind one of the fence lines. And clearly one of the marshals had a little something special for him to carry around on this one.
Incredible. You know what? I think I'm going to head down to the podium and congratulate my guy.
I think you need to.
Pretty excited to win this championship this weekend.
I don't blame you one bit. It was amazing. And thank you, Roland, for everything. One, coming up here in the booth and doing such a great job on the call, but also for everything that you are doing in terms of supporting not just the Roland Sands Super Hooligans National Championship, but the sport in general. We really appreciate it, man.
Hey, thank you guys, and thank you to Indian Motorcycles for helping us put these FTR 1200s at the front.
Yeah, boy, and they did. An Indian 1, 2, 3. And this one, take a look at some highlights here. And it obviously, it all started with that off start by Tyler O'Hara. He got swamped. Fillmore getting a huge launch. Stefano Mesa on the e-bike into the early lead with that huge torque. But it didn't take long as here came Fillmore back through, followed by Jeremy McWilliams and DeBrino trying to get turned in and just couldn't do it. That dropped him back a little bit. And suddenly we had Fillmore with a monster lead. But it didn't take long as McWilliams, as DeBrino were able to come up. And then it didn't take long either for Tyler O'Hara to make his presence felt. Beautiful move underneath at the exit of turn 2. Then this close touch up into the corkscrew between the teammates. And then Tyler O'Hara just pitching it in, scrubbing some speed, getting it stuck. And then the battle behind them was just spectacular. DeBrino on West. Everywhere you look, the action was insane. West coming right back. Big, and that little tip right there really, had DeBrino not stood that up for a minute, he was going down. Great save there. Fillmore again, while those two guys were duking it out, gets underneath West. But West had a little bit more left in the quiver, as did DeBrino. They get back around Fillmore. And you can see right there a little bit of a defensive move by Corey West. At the line, it was O'Hara, followed by McWilliams, and then that amazing battle to the podium, ending up for the 13 of Corey West.
Super Hooligan National Championship coverage is sponsored by Roland Sands Design, built for the ride. Go to RolandSands.com. And by Dunlop, the official tire of the MotoAmerica Championship Series.
Wow, what an incredible run here, and what an amazing podium. What a way to end the season for the Roland Sands Super Hooligan National Championship. And Michael Hill down in the podium. Take it away.
Yeah, I'm down here in the podium with a very, very happy Tyler O'Hara. Look, you can see the smile on his face. That says it all. We're going to move in and have a word with him in a second, but before we do need to present the Wilbur watch for pole position. So I'm going to ask Lance Bryson, the Director of Sponsorship for MotoAmerica, now just to move forward and present Tyler with the Wilbur watch for the Laguna Seca race.
You this watch for the pole position of the hooligan class. Dude, it was a hell of a day.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Take a look at this.
And Tyler then just shows that. Let's have a look at that on the camera, Tyler, if we can. Just show it up to the camera. Wilbur watch, the official timekeeper. And now let's move in and have a quick word with the race winner. Tyler, that was an intense race. Jeremy kept you honest. Pole position, I think the fastest lap as well. That's a gentleman's set in my book.
Yeah, it was so fun and so awesome. I want to thank all the fans for coming out and supporting us, and the whole Roland Sands Design team for putting this motorcycle together. Indian motorcycle, this FTR 1200 is an amazing motorcycle. And Gary Gray, John Fox, the whole team, Cameron Brewer, Roland Sands, Aaron, Frank, Andy, Mission Foods, Medallia, Scotty, SNS Cycle, the SDI Insulation, everybody that supports us. Oh man, just Lloyd's Indian, Dunlop, Saddleman, Motul, Moto D, Olin's, thank you so much. Parts Unlimited, I am what I am, I'm a hooligan. And you know, everybody that's my personal sponsor, 60, Alpine Star, CD Boots, thank you everyone so much for all the support in this program, all the fans, my beautiful wife for all the sacrifices in my family, and hats off to these guys, they rode awesome all year, and now let's celebrate. I got one more race to do, so let's have some fun and try to get another. And I want to thank Motul as well.
Thanks to Tyler O'Hara, a fantastic weekend for him. We're going to move along and have a chat then with our second place finisher, Jeremy McWilliams, and a lot of people, of course, moving and watching, should I say, in Europe. A little fist bump there with Tyler. Jeremy, if I can just squeeze past you, and there we go, just get past the camera. Jeremy, you made a lot of people back in Europe pretty happy, and we saw there at the end a big thumbs up when Tyler looked over his shoulder. You enjoyed that one, didn't you?
Well, I had a bit of a plan, you know. If Andy had been in the mix, I would have got out of it, to be honest. I think it was between, the championship was between Tyler and Andy, and we just pushed off at the beginning with a plan to see that we could make a gap, whether it was him or me. And then at the end, you know, I said, I'll finish second if you need to win this championship, and that's what happened. So, I mean, I honestly saying I'm very happy that Roland invited me to come and do this, because it's a lot of fun. This Hooligans Championship is absolutely the funnest thing you can do, and the racing is great. So I hope to be. I wish to be more rounds. That was the last round. It's lovely to do it, and it also gets me more track time for the baggers. But I'm enjoying my racing.
Good job, and of course, Jeremy McWilliams also has another race coming up. Yeah, what about it, fans? Come on, are you having fun in WeatherTech Raceway? Let's hear you. Big round of applause. Let's come in and have a word with Corey West, who finished in third. Big smiles. That was a hard-fought race. What a cracking final lap.
Yeah, what a battle, man. That's I don't want the Super Hooligan season to be over. But awesome to get a Indian 1, 2, 3. Big shout out to the Saddleman guys, man. They worked their butts off on these bikes all week, getting ready for the weekend. But yeah, Lloyd's Garage, Mission Foods, Motul, everybody that helped out with this program, Galfer Brakes. Just stoked. Bummed that I didn't win the championship, but just awesome to be back up here on the podium.
Okay, thanks. Good luck for the rest of the season. Of course, you're also back on double duty. 3 happy guys down here and a very, very excitable crowd. Back to you guys upstairs.
All right, thanks very much. And yeah, wow, what an amazing finish, obviously. And it had me so excited, I forgot what class I was calling for a second there. So it was just phenomenal. But, you know, that battle up at the front after Tyler dropped back to come back up to and get to the lead. And Jeremy McWilliams, they had a really close call going up into the corkscrew. 2 teammates racing hard like that, you get a little bit of a touch. But I think, was that the message to Jeremy from Tyler that I'm going for this championship? And you heard Jeremy, you know, then say, all right, I'll do what I can to help you here as long as it doesn't affect the championship battle. That was a class thing.
And I'm sure the teams knew exactly what they had to do to make sure they got the title. And it looks like Jeremy was just being a good teammate. He makes that pass, and then they don't get the title. So it's all about the team. You got to be a good teammate.
And that battle for third was just stunningly good. Corey West bringing it home. We got a lot more to come here, though, from WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, folks.